I had a very big spiritual awakening in 2014 where I was actually struck by lightning, and that's really what put me on the path to empower women.
There was like a moment in a talent show in my school and I got booed off the stage. You know, it was something that people weren't ready to welcome. It made me feel like I really had to find a way to share with people the beauty of where I had come from.
I thought, wouldn't it be great if our kids could be truly bicultural, go to school in India, learn the language, learn the culture. Wouldn't it be fun to be a foreign correspondent covering the country where you grew up?
In the Vomit comic, you do sort of a parabolic flight, which goes like this. During this downward portion, you're weightless for about 30 seconds. I was the one person out of these group of guys that did not feel nauseous. So that made me feel pretty cool.
What is dangerous about being in Britain is that there is racism, but it's always brushed under the carpet and it's pretended that it's not happening. You never know who's on your side and who's not on your side.
For a long time, you know, these soap machines in the bathrooms, they didn't work for darker colored skin because the light doesn't detect our skin. And black skin also, right?
I've had a bit of that, you're not quite Indian in India. No, you're not English in England either. So it was kind of, that was a bit of a realization for me. What I basically faced was not racism, but complete ignorance.
Once you step into the kitchen, as long as you're dedicated to your craft, gender gets left out.
When we embrace multiculturalism in our communities and in our cities and in our country, we are creating a better world, a stronger world, and a more enriched world.
You know, you don't choose your parents, but you can choose your mentors. And I think that act of being able to choose who you need as a mentor, at what point you need them, it is quite powerful.
When I got to the end of my 20s, I was a very different woman. That one decade can truly change the trajectory of who you are as an identity. I kind of came into myself at the end of my 20s.
The one piece of advice I give any woman, particularly women of color, is create networks. And you can't be the only voice protesting it. Other people have to be protesting on your own behalf. You have to make sure you're at many decision-making tables, because if you aren't, then those structures are not going to change.
We all knew to make haldi doodh when any kind of respiratory infection would strike.
All this kind of innate wisdom about spices and their benefits. I go to Ayurveda for where I feel like modern science hasn't quite caught up yet with the ancient wisdom.
I was very much in love with my culture, enamored by Bollywood. We didn't have anything else around us to really get to know what our motherland and culture back home was about. I actually loved being South Asian, but I just couldn't share it with anyone, which was really, really difficult.
Nobody in our family, not my grandmother, nobody's ever had an arranged marriage. And she said, I don't believe in arranged marriages and I will not have that happen to you. And I was like, in that case, I will only get married if I have an arranged marriage.